Okay. We are all set.
All right, welcome everyone, and welcome to our one guest, Mr. Glazner. I will call this meeting to order. This is a special meeting of the Glendale-River Hills School District Board of Education, March 23rd, 2026. My computer says it is 7:13. And we will start with a roll call of board members. Katie Avalos,
Here.
Karn Cronwell,
Here.
Chris Robinson,
Here.
and Carla Pennington Cross is here. That makes 4 out of 5 of us, so we have a quorum. Danielle Bailey, our fifth board member, is excused for the evening. All right, moving on to item 1C, the Pledge of Allegiance. Do we do that when we're on Zoom? Typically?
I don't know that we typically have, but it is here and we can.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
so
All
if
right.
you wish, you may join in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance at this time.
I pledge
Pledge
allegiance to the
allegiance to
flag
the flag
of
of the
the United
United
States of
States
America and to the
The
republic
republic
for
for
which
for
it stands,
one
one
nation, under
nation,
God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty and
liberty and
justice for
justice for
all.
all.
All right, thank you, everyone. Moving on to item 1D, agenda approval. Would
I move
anyone
to
wish to make
approve
a
the
motion?
agenda as presented.
Second.
Oh, let Chris have it.
All right, I heard Karn Cronwell make the motion to approve the agenda with a second by Chris Robinson. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, agenda is approved, and there's just one item on the agenda today, and that is the insurance broker contract. I'll give it back to Anna and Michelle.
All right. So Michelle is going to go over our proposals that we received from R&R Insurances, USI Insurance Services, Brown and Brown Insurance Services, and M3 Insurance Services.
Yeah, so we were notified that our broker, our agent had changed. We're currently with Brown and Brown, and this was an opportunity to look at other brokerage companies and to see who would be the right fit for the district. So I interviewed Brown and Brown, USI, R&R Insurance, and M3 Insurance, talking to them about our current coverage that we have, how many people we have on our plans, maybe what our cost constraints are, and ask them to send us a proposal. So, and then how would they help our district? What could they do? What do they do that's different from other companies? So I received these back. The prices are ranging from a little over $27,000 to $36,000 in annual cost. So then I'll go over this breakdown here. Administration is recommending selecting M3 insurance for a one-year broker agreement for the district. Why M3 Insurance is the recommended partner. They have, out of all 4 of the companies, they have extensive Wisconsin K-12 experience. They serve over 300 Wisconsin school districts and 150 local governments. They are also endorsed, they're an endorsed agent of the Wisconsin Association of School Boards, and this reinforces their position as the most specialized K-12 consultant in the state. Impact M3 understands the district operations, our budgeting cycles, staff communication needs, and public sector compliance requirements. Competitive and flexible cost options. They offer 2 competitive pricing models, a 1% commission model. This is the industry standard. So I did this calculation based on our current premiums plus a slight increase because we do expect our costs to go up. So currently we're at approximately 210,000 monthly premium. So if we were to increase to 230,000 monthly premium, 1% of that annualized would be approximately 27,600. They also have a per member model, cost per month of $25 for each one of our subscribers. So those are our employees on our plan, and we have approximately 108 current subscribers. That would be, if we paid that way, would be 32,400. So these two costs compared, comparing these to if we went with Brown and Brown, their cost for 1 year was 27,700. R&R was giving us a discount working with other districts, and their cost was 28,815. And then USI had a cost of 33,000 to 36,000 a year, depending on if they were to receive commission on our other lines of insurance, such as our dental and vision. In looking at this, M3 is cost competitive while offering the strongest school specific value. Another thing is M3 leading the industry in analytics, predictive modeling, health plan performance dashboards, total rewards benchmarking, leading and lagging indicator analysis. They also have underwriters right on staff. So as we're looking at a renewal from a company or a proposal for a company, they can have their underwriters estimate what does that look like? Are the insurance companies asking for the right dollar amount, or are they asking too much? Strong compliance infrastructure. M3 has a JD-led compliance team and ongoing district-friendly updates through its Comply on the Fly podcasts. Impact, this ensures ERISA, ACA, HIPAA, and other public sector compliance, reducing our legal and administrative risks. Robust service model tailored to schools. They have a multidisciplinary service team, including analytics and underwriting specialists, compliance experts, well-being advisors, HR consulting via the employer group, Medicare and voluntary benefits support. The impact, M3 becomes an extension of district administration with year-round support and employee-focused resources. The district also works with M3, another division, but with our property and casualty insurance. It's recommended that the Glendale-River Hills School District enter into a 1-year agreement with M3 Insurance. A 1-year term provides high-value expertise and tools immediately, minimal financial risk, flexibility to review performance before a longer commitment, and sector-specific support unmatched by other proposers. And in looking at all of the proposals and what each broker offered, M3 represents the strongest alignment with the district's goals for cost management, employee support, compliance, and long-term strategic planning.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Boardies, do you want to go around and ask questions first, or should we start with a motion? What do you think?
I think we typically do the motion first, right?
Yep. Okay, good. Let's start with a motion then, if anyone wishes to make one.
I move to approve the insurance broker agreement as attached.
Well, let's, before there's a second, the agreement itself isn't attached, right? It's the proposal that we have.
Okay.
I mean, we have the executive memorandum, so I think it would have to be.
That's fine. I was just reading the recommended action. So, I move to approve M3 Insurance Services 1-year contract as proposed.
I'll second.
Okay. Was that Katie?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's move into discussion and questions. I'll just go in order that I see you on my screen. So we'll start with Katie.
Hi, my microphone was fighting me, sorry. Yeah, no questions actually.
No problem. And thank you, Michelle, for a very thorough explanation of the basis for your decision. I should have started with that.
I think I am. So when it talks about JD led compliance, that's really just lawyers, right? It's a Juris Doctorate led compliance team.
That is correct. Yes. I've actually, back during ACA, had went to a couple of compliance trainings on affordable care that were hosted or put on by, this person and their team.
Oh, that's cool. And then I don't know that it matters necessarily, Michelle, but I know that we had asked when we, well, didn't ask, but we had made some movements last year that ended up having to change insurances. Like, how much of this is likely to be a significant insurance change for staff? Do we have a sense of that yet?
I don't have a sense of it. It really depends on we're currently with Anthem. So the first thing this company will do, the broker, any broker, would look at what is that renewal rate that Anthem is offering us, and then work to, if it's unreasonable, work to get that down before we would need to or want to take it and get quotes or bids from other companies.
Okay, so it sounds like it's early days yet. We're really just looking at who's going to be doing the negotiating in the first place.
Yes, but in April we would start, we would get that renewal and then start looking at, is it reasonable? Is it affordable? And if not, what could be changed possibly in that plan? And also looking at other carriers
Just a second.
if need be.
And I just have one last question and then I'll stop. But I guess the only other thing would be, how long is a typical relationship with an insurance broker?
They do vary. A couple of companies offered us a 1 year. They said they usually just go year by year. Some companies want to lock in at 2 or 3 years. But two of these proposals were 1 year from the four.
Thank you. It was the summary was really informative. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Chris?
Nothing, thanks.
Okay. I I have to admit, in my time on the board, I haven't had a clear and precise presentation like this about the broker. So I just want to make sure I have it really straight. This is about our health insurance, right?
That's correct.
Okay. And I've never fully understood broker role. Do they serve as our fiduciary or are they a
I
middleman?
don't They're the middleman. They have expertise in the insurance market and they work with us on wellness, they work with us on compliance, and then they have relationships with the carriers and knowledge of it. And like I'd mentioned, the underwriter to help us get health insurance plans that we can afford and that are beneficial to our staff. Um, and if we have to make any of those changes, like Karin was mentioning, that we look at our staff's experience, and the way they use their utilization and try to make sure that we're covering those things the way we need to for our staff. So
Okay.
they're experts in in health insurance industry.
Got it. I see Chris's hand up.
Thanks. I wonder, I know we're just looking at a 1 year, which gives us opportunities for things in the future, but I'm wondering if this is something that might eventually become a partnership. Are there, you know, this is pretty expensive, and I'm wondering if there are ways that we can maybe realize some efficiencies by partnering with other districts who would have similar concerns to ours, I would think.
Yeah, I know we've had conversations with the neighboring districts as far as partnering. One of the brokers, not our top broker, but one of them, or preferences, I should say, a good broker, but had given us a quote, if we participated with the other districts, there were some things that maybe did not have them scoring as high. With the other proposals, and one of them was maybe the time that I shouldn't say maybe the time that broker has been or that agent has been part of the insurance market, so not as much experience there, and the price was higher than what we're looking at with M3 as far as looking at insurance products. There was a couple of brokers that one of the ways to save money on insurance is level funding and then maybe self-funding or co-ops. So M3 is a broker that could help us maybe enter the self-funding market, not the first year, or level funding, or help us with a co-op to try to reduce our health expenses.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, and I still have a few more questions. I heard you mention that we already work with M3 in another insurance
We do.
area.
There are brokers for our liability and property and casualty insurance and crime.
Okay, but I assume they're specialized, so you're working with different
They are.
people.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Okay. Um, just sort of due diligence questions. I notice, I mean, they have a huge corner on the market, right? Sounds like they have
Hmm.
about 70% of school districts in Wisconsin. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 300
Yes.
of them. Did you speak with any other districts? Do you know if any of our partners are using them? Just follow up to make sure they're.
Some of I've worked with them in the past in two previous
Okay,
districts.
got
So I
it.
do have some knowledge. Also several of our area districts are looking at changing brokers, and some of them are interviewing M3 as well.
Okay. Um, the contract that you'll ever eventually be entering with them, if this is approved, I know we don't see that contract. And so I'm curious whether they just have a standard contract that everyone signs, or are there bespoke negotiations that you engage in with them? Or is the only term, whether it's PEPM or percentage or?
That is the main term. I haven't spoken with them before. There's currently no commission on our dental insurance, and I told them I wanted to keep that the way it is. I don't want them taking a commission on that. Yeah.
Okay, so there's
So
there's
that would,
some
hmm
some negotiations on the edge of things, but the core terms of the contract are pretty
yes.
standard boilerplate.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Um, hang in there with me.
Yes.
So you would choose the 1%. That's what we would
Yes,
be agreeing to, not the PEPM.
that's correct.
Um, all right. So yeah, I guess the motion is that we're approving enter into the agreement with them, and then we're going to let you negotiate those details. But what we're agreeing to is the 1% commission on the health insurance premium, and then they'll be doing our dental as well, is what I heard you say, but not taking
Yes,
a commission on that. That's like a
that's
freebie thrown
correct.
in
That's
bonus for
correct.
us. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Good, good, good. All right. Great. Helpful. Thank you so much.
You're
Any
welcome.
other questions from board members or our visitor?
We have two visitors. I'll let
Oh,
Michelle, I've given you the ability to ask questions, and then Mr. Glazner, if you have questions also.
Yeah, this is the have we looked at, is this very similar to the current ones? The current insurance? Or is that's still up in the air?
This, the broker company is very similar, although they have more experience with Wisconsin school districts and local governments. Their rates are also a little bit lower.
I was referring to the effects on the staff and everything when
Oh,
we move
yeah,
from insurance to insurance, if possible, if there are
right.
changes.
Yeah, we don't know that yet. We are waiting to see what our renewal will be from Anthem. We're currently with Anthem, and to see if they are going to propose a very high increase or something that's reasonable that we could stay with what we have, or something similar. So
Okay.
that's not decided yet.
So so tonight you're just, in effect, going to go with 3M or M3,
Hmm.
and what happens if they come with something that's totally out of line with what you're doing? You're just going to look at them, or are you signing off to do them?
We would be working with M3. They would work with our current insurance carrier, Anthem, and get our renewal, obtain our renewal. Also look at our experience and have their underwriters look to see, is that a reasonable, is that what we should expect from the
So,
insurance carrier?
so this is just a meeting on the broker, not on the insurance coverage.
That's correct. That's correct. That
Okay.
will come to the board probably at the end of April.
Okay. I just jumping into this, and I
Yes.
need to make sure that you don't end up with a bunch of unhappy Indians.
Right. Right.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mr. Glazner.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, anyone else?
I just have one quick question. So this is basically similar to the cost we already have, but expanded services and supports is what this amounts to?
Yes, with our broker. That is correct.
Yeah.
That is definitely correct.
For clarity, Ms. Cornitz, we're just looking at the broker, not the actual insurance plan at this point.
Right, I understand that part.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, this is phase one, right? Getting the
Yes.
person who's going to bring the expertise and work with us
Yep.
Mhm.
to help us get an affordable path forward on insurance. Okay. Anyone else? Any other comments or questions? Okay, we have before us a motion to approve M3 Insurance as our broker on a one-year contract, as discussed. Motion is by Karen Cronwell, second by Katie Avalos. Since we're on Zoom and it's a little awkward, I'm going to do a roll call vote, just to be clear. Karen Cronwell,
Aye.
Katie Avalos,
Aye.
Chris Robinson,
Aye.
and Carla Pennington Cross votes aye. The motion carries. And Michelle, you have our approval to go forth
Thank
and
you very
enter
much.
into an agreement with M3. And thank you so much for doing a thorough job in gathering proposals and putting thoughtful energy into making a smart choice. I appreciate that. I think we all
You're
do.
welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Anyone else? Any other comments? Okay, only one last motion waiting to be made.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Katie Avalos, second by Karen Cronwell to adjourn. All in favor? Jazz
Aye.
hands.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye. All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Diana,
Night.
aka Anna Young, Michelle, thank you very much for bringing this to us, and we'll look forward to seeing everyone soon.